Hey everybody, Game Scribble here, bringing you a Fallout 4 load order video. This is the load order that I am using currently, and it's pretty cool. It's new to me, so I just wanted to bring it to you and show you what I got going on. We have a total of 1.85 gigabytes used. Our free space is 157.24 megabytes. So let's get to it. We have the unofficial Fallout 4 patch. Everybody should have this. Just like in Skyrim, it's the unofficial patch. Fixes all the bugs and shit like that. Next, we have a series of mods called Armor and Weapon Keywords Compendium. And we have the base version and all the add-ons for the DLC. I'll explain why in a minute. There is also an all-in-one. It's the Armor Weapons Keyword Compendium all-in-one, which has all the DLC, but I separated it because of another mod, and I'll get to that in a second. Alright, Armorsmith Extended. This is the framework. So it's just the framework edition. It's not the full Armorsmith Extended. I just needed this framework edition for another mod, which is called the Mercenary Pack. This Mercenary Pack is 355 megabytes. It's a big mod, but as you can see in the description, it says you must have. It requires you to have. The Armorsmith Extended and the Armor and Weapons Keywords Compendium. Anyway, this adds so much to the game. I mean, just outfits and backpacks and hoods and masks and too much stuff to go into. I'm sure there are YouTube videos on this just to go into details of what this offers. Maybe I'll do a video at some point on it, but it's just so large, and I haven't even discovered all the stuff that's in here in this mod. But so far, I am thoroughly impressed with all the outfits that I've come across. Then we have NCR Veteran Ranger Armor. This armor is badass. You can get it. I can't remember. The Commonwealth Bank is where the riot gear is. It's not that hard to get to. We have the Gunner Marksman outfit. This outfit is available right outside the vault, and maybe I'll show that at the end of this load order. I'll show you guys how easy it is to get some of this stuff. The Scar H is a weapon mod. Adds the scar in, which is pretty cool. It's very customizable. We have the Sig Sauer P320. Now I am into firearms and specifically handguns and pistols in real life, and the Sig Sauer P320 is a pretty good mod to have. It's pretty realistic. The Walther P99. This is just awesome. And again, these two weapons here, you can get them right outside of the vault. The first one's available right exactly outside the vault. And then the Sig Sauer is available in a safe in your old house in Sanctuary City. Commonwealth Landlord is a good mod to have if you're going to do a lot of settlement builds. And you can basically put up announcements, collect rent. You're basically a landlord. It makes you a bunch of money. Craftable ammo is good to have. You can craft your own ammo. Calamity Weathers is the weather mod that I'm using because of the size, and I got the download DLC for it. But this weather just makes Fallout look a bit grayer, sort of like that game Metro. And it even says in the description, It overhauls the weather and lighting to provide a more stark graphical look worthy of a post-apocalyptic world. And the idea is to replicate the atmosphere that Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light had. And it does a really good job of that, and it does not take up a lot of space. The next is the Vivid Fallout All-in-One. This is a big mod, 530 megabytes. But it's so worth it. It overhauls textures, trees, rocks, roads, bridges, concrete stuff, all kinds of stuff. It just, the land and everything looks amazing. Then I have Realistic Roads, the Fade version. I don't have the dark black asphalt version. I figure after 200 years of nuclear fallout, the roads aren't going to be dark black like they were. So a little bit more realistic for me is the Fade version. That just makes the roads look really good. Green in the Commonwealth. For me, and this is my opinion, when I'm playing Fallout, you're coming out of a vault. It's been 200 years. You gotta have some green in the world, and the original Fallout game does not really have green coming through. So this mod just kind of adds green back into the Commonwealth. And it's pretty realistic. Again, the next mod, Spring in the Commonwealth, is a grass mod. Just adds some thicker grass and taller grass in a lot of areas. And if you know anything about like Chernobyl, it's green. It's not this gray, desolate place. I mean, it is full of radiation in pockets, but it's definitely not dead. There are trees, there's grass, there's all kinds of stuff growing around. Okay, Darker Nights. This is level 6. So I wanted the nights to be a little bit darker, but I didn't want them to be so dark that you can't see your hand in front of your face. So the Darker Nights mods have levels from 0, which is the darkest, to 6, which is the lightest. I went with the lightest, so the nights are just a little bit about, it says about 22% darker compared to vanilla. Then we have the patches for that, Nuka World and Far Harbor. This next mod is called Firelight. This is a really good mod, and it basically works to clear up the dust and fog from the interiors of the game. It normalizes like the saturation, the contrast, the brightness, and cleans up water. It does a lot, actually. It's very, very good mod to have. Without it, compared to with and without it, you'll notice a difference. Then we have Militarized Minutemen, the green version. Basically, it just adds a bunch of stuff to the Minutemen: backpacks, uniforms, helmets, just better gear. And you'll start finding Minutemen dead all around the world, or all around the towns and stuff, and you can grab their gear, and just a little bit more realistic for the Minutemen. Okay, Zombie Walkers. This mod is so much fun. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, or any kind of zombie thing. Now, immersion wise, I don't know. Is it realistic? Probably not, but who cares? It's really awesome when you're building a settlement and all of a sudden you hear this noise, and it's some zombie group coming out of the bushes, and there are tweaks, there's settings. You can make it so, this is the way I have it set up, is that you have to shoot the zombies in the head. They need headshots in order for them to die. You can also turn on how much experience you get from killing them, so you can get a little extra experience. You can turn on a little filter where you can get loot from them. So overall, super fun mod. Here's what I would say: if you're hesitant about it, just try it. Put it on your load order and just have at it. I mean, it's fun, and if you don't like it, take it off. But I think you'll enjoy it. It's really a lot of fun. It adds some fun to the game. Plenty O Exploration. This basically just adds some new interior locations and some outdoor locations. Just some more fun stuff to explore. Concord Apartment Settlement. It's a player home. It's in Concord. The apartment is it's in the Concord Bank building. You go around the back, you go in, and there's an apartment that's kind of already set up, and then there's an apartment that's kind of that you can customize. So pretty cool. Now we get into the sound mods: reverb and ambiance overhaul, realistic sounds, and Commonwealth warfare, realistic gunfire. These three are must-haves, I think, for any playthrough I do, because the reverb and ambiance, the realistic sounds, adds and changes a lot of the sounds, and then the Commonwealth warfare just makes the guns sound so much more realistic. Here's my body mod, the Caliente's Beautiful. It's a CBBE. This is the all-in-one port. Takes up some space, but I think it's totally worth it. Then we have the Militarized Minutemen CBBE patch. This is a outfit replacer. It's called Classy Chassis Replacer outfits. Basically, it replaces a lot of the outfits, the female versions, with just makes it a little bit more sexier, but still immersive. It's 65 outfits so far. So it's pretty neat. Check it out. Just makes the game a little bit different than the vanilla, and adds a little bit of extra something. But it's not too pervy, if you know what I mean. This is the ponytail hairstyles. Adds a bunch of different hairstyles in there for women, and you can use it for men. So realistic ragdoll force. This is just a skeleton mod that anyway, see-through scopes, great mod to have. Adds some new combat scopes, and definitely good to have if you're using any kind of sniper rifles or combat rifles. Pip-Boy flashlight brighter, definitely a good mod to have, especially with that darker nights. And some of the interiors as you're going along, you're going to need that brighter flashlight. We have the cheat terminal. You never know when you're going to need this. Again, there's a lot of grinding in this game, and to cut down on some of the time, you might want to dig into this a little bit. It's up to you whether you use it to make yourself overpowered. I tend not to do that. I just use it for little annoying things like, you shouldn't run out of certain types of ammo, but you do. So this fixes that. Unique Wasteland experience is it's pretty cool. It basically customizes options to fit whatever your playstyle is. So you can customize how you start the game. That's really why I use it. So you can skip the whole intro and customize your start. That's really the only thing that I use it for. But you can change things like your starting level, your location, your experience you gain, stuff like that. Next is Vivid Waters. This is the vanilla version, so it's supposed to be used with the without vivid weathers. So Vivid Waters changes the water texture and colors. Very good. Looks great. I recommend this. Skillzerk's armor and weapons pack. Just get these. I can't say enough. These take up zero space practically, and it adds a lot of armors and weapons in the game. Totally worth it. We got no build limit, all DLC. This basically allows you to build a whole bunch in a settlement, and you're not capped by any limits. It does warn you to be careful, though. The limits were put in there for a reason. So it says, please place the mod near the end of your load order, and be careful on how many items you add to your build area. the original limit was placed there for a reason, so it's kind of warning you. And then this one is SCAP, S-C-A-P. Basically, this allows you to scrap everything in your settlements. Dirt, rocks, grass. You can really clean up your settlements. So that is it. These are my mods. We'll go through them.